Hey guys, so I don't know if this is in focus, I don't know if this is, the lighting sucks, everything sucks, but I'm making an unedited video and this is going to be my story or whatever story. I was just on YouTube and I was like just going through like story videos, and a lot was about like their past relationships and a lot was about just how they came out of something and lived a better life. So I wanted to make a true unedited video because I feel like it's more real if you don't edit it and stuff. So this is a story that I overcame, and some of you may know it, some of you it may be totally new, but just sit down and listen to the story. It's not a fake one. This actually happened to me and I'm ready to tell it because it's been happening for a year and it sucks because it happened to me at a young age, but luckily for me I now realize what happened. So I don't know how long this video is going to be, but just bear with me and stuff. I'm in the middle of packing and it's not my regular setup, and the lighting obviously probably sucks and you're probably like, oh, cringing at this video. Anyways, the story is basically about my abusive relationship with my ex I had. Now also, when he and I both worked at Walmart, he was at the time 21 and I was 16, and he was really good friends with my mom, and he would joke to my mom saying, one day I'm going to date your daughter, as a joke, and they would both laugh because it wasn't true at the time. Basically, we worked there maybe about half a year. He started talking to me, he started engaging in conversations, he got my number, but I was like, okay, like, I only know you because you work with me. He works in the back room, he worked at the back room Walmart, I was a cashier, so he was coming to the front and stuff. And at the time, I was single, and I didn't think of it most, because I'm like, okay, he's an older guy, I'm pretty young, so, you know, he's not going to date me, it's not possible. I had a crush on him, like, yeah, he was cute, but nothing more than that. He would text me, give me advice on, like, oh, like, your parents are just telling you this, like, as in just, like, about life, and how I was like, oh, jobs and sucks, like, I don't know exactly the conversation, it was something like that, and I was like, okay, whatever, like, to be honest, I was like, hey, you're boring, so I didn't text him back. Then we haven't talked for a couple months because I guess he was going through some issues, and I get it because now I know what his issues were about his past relationship, which we won't get into. So I was like, okay, whatever, I didn't really care. I kind of had a boyfriend at the time after we didn't talk, but it wasn't going anywhere, so we broke up. And then I'm just going to say his name, Nick, because that's his name, was talking to me more. He was flirting with me, but I didn't think of it because I'm just like, okay, like, he does it with everyone, so I'm like, okay, whatever, right? So skipping ahead a month back to April 2015, he began to talk to me and message me, and he asked me out, and I was 16. And at the time, I was like, oh my god, an older guy? Really? He wants to date me? I was like, hell yeah, right? So we kept it hush-hush for a bit. He asked me out on text. And at first, he texted my sister because he had my sister's number. He's like, oh, do you want to go out? Or something like that. And my sister's like, no, I think you got the wrong person. He texted me saying that funny story. So we started dating, and it was April 8th we started dating, and I saw him at work. We had to keep it hush-hush because my parents didn't know. It was kind of underage. We didn't know if it was fully underage dating, but legally in Canada, 16 is a legal age. You can date like a 20-year-old, and now I'm 18, so practically I can date anyone who I want because I'm legal. So long story short, we started dating. We kept it hush-hush. It was cute. Everything was nice. We had like a little secret. Walmart, we would take breaks together. Everyone would be like, oh, they're hanging out. We didn't tell anyone. Then I told one of my friends, and he told one of his friends, and it got bigger. Because at Walmart, nothing's a secret. Literally, they will tell your business like it's no tomorrow. So that happened. Everything was good. Everything was nice. Then we went out for breaks, and it was just like an easygoing relationship. I thought, wow, like, people used to say, like, stay away from Nick. He's kind of crazy. He's not there in his head. And I'm like, what are you talking about? So everything was good for like maybe a couple weeks, and then I came to his house, and he lived with his grandparents at the time. So I came to his house and met his grandparents, just said hi, went to his room, and it was like, holy shit. I'm in a guy's room by myself, like, you know, and I was a virgin at the time. I'm like, I don't know, right? So everything was nice. We watched the movie. I still remember the movie Talladega Nights with Will Ferrell. And we watched it and stuff, and I was like, yeah, like, this is cool, this is fun, like, you know, an older man likes me, that's pretty cool. And oh, later I'm gonna go check if it's still recording, so I might cut clips like that, because this camera has a tendency to not record its full video, and I'm like, the fuck. So anyways, long story short, that happened, and I went home. I was like, okay, I don't have a place, I live with my parents, so I went home. Then we worked together, and then okay, that clock is gonna go because it's telling me it's like 2:30. Anyways, because I work at 4. So long story short, with that, I went home and stuff, and I kept the hush hush. We texted cute things, and I'm like, okay, like, why is everyone telling me he has a problem? He doesn't, obviously, with me. Then a couple weeks into the relationship, people started to know, my sister started to know, my dad started to know, and he was like, that guy, really? So I want to kind of skip into a couple months in about my story. Now, everything was good for about a month or two in, and this was started. It's kind of like the wine and dine stage. He kind of like, he bought me Lululemon pants for like $110. He took me to the mall, dinners, everything was so nice. And then all of a sudden, like, I don't know if I'm gonna cry in this video, I don't know. All of a sudden, it just got like, after he took my virginity, which was unprotected, because he doesn't use condoms, because he just doesn't. And I was like, I didn't know what to do, because I'm like, if I say, like, I was just so scared. I was in the stage of like, I have an older man, I'm happy, like, that's it. So basically what happened was, he took my virginity, and it was just like, ever since that, step 1, they take your virginity and they think they have your life, they own you. So he took my virginity, and from that moment on, it went crazy. I'm telling you, he took away my social media. And I said, why? And he said, because I don't want guys getting after you, I don't trust you. So it became like all that. I obeyed him because it's a stage called Stockholm Syndrome, where you love the abuser, and you will do anything, and you will defend them, and you will do everything in your way to protect the person. Now, I don't want to make this video like 50 minutes long, so I'm just going to say, for about April to May to June, April was the best month, but like May, June, July, we had the relationship for about 9 months, and it got really, really bad. I'm just going to check if the camera is still on. Okay, I'm back. So the relationship was like that for about that long, and so we got into controlling, and I was like, okay, whatever. Like, at the point, like, when you're in a relationship like that, you're so infatuated with the fact that you have an older guy, you're infatuated with him, you're infatuated with everything. You don't realize that everyone around you is looking into the relationship as an outsider person. And I'm just so in love with this person. Like, he took my virginity, I feel like I owe him, you know. And girls, you don't owe a guy anything. They took your virginity, you don't owe them anything. You're your own person, so remember that. I was basically for 9 months in a different world. I wasn't barely home. I basically lived at his house. I would sleep over. I would sneak out in the middle of the night and take a taxi to his house and write a note to my parents saying, sorry, I'm at Nick's house now. I would literally he would smash my phone because he would think I was cheating. He didn't want me to have a phone. He didn't want me to have nothing involving the outside world. It was just me and him. At that time, I was like, yeah, like me and you against the world. It wasn't supposed to be like that. A relationship isn't like that. A relationship is you two, and then, like, you know, you have your families. I met his dad. It was nice. We rode to the college. Yeah, we had nice things. He would take me on dates. He would buy me things. But the relationship was totally garbage. Now I think it was totally garbage. I would get nasty messages saying you're a slut. I would get drunk messages saying keep your pussy untouched. I would get messages, and they would be the nastiest messages of the world. And I wouldn't care because I'm just like, but he's just mad. He's just drunk. He would smoke weed. He would smoke cigarettes, which I didn't care. Smoke weed. He would drink, and I was like, okay. Now here's the important part. He abused me physically, not just emotionally, but he abused me physically to the point where he didn't leave any bruises, but to the point where he pushed me off the bed. He would kind of choke me there. He would spit on me. And I didn't care because I'm just like, whatever. At the end of the day, he loves me. But that wasn't love. He was having an adrenaline rush, saying that, like, wow, like, I can. Because the fact that he came from a broken home, and he wasn't in a perfect family, and his parents didn't teach him right because he left when he was 17. He was living on his own. He dropped out of high school. He did all that, and people don't understand that. Like, I get where he's coming from in a way of, like, he doesn't have his family to teach him examples. And now he's 22, and basically he wanted to control something, so he found fresh young meat, which was me, and he took it and he controlled it. And that's a big no-no to everyone out there, because a lot of young girls are going through abusive relationships and they don't know how to get out. Luckily, I got out because the cops came, because I told him that I was going to kill myself to get a reaction out of him. And he was like, go do it, kill yourself, just do it. And I was going to, but the cops came to see what was actually going on. I told him my side of the story, and he got arrested for 4 counts of assault. Now, I know the story, you're probably like, what? What happened? Like, you're so confused. I'm just telling you, basically, it's a controlling and abusive and emotionally abusive relationship. It starts with him whining and dining, you saying, oh my God, this is the best. Like, you feel loved, you feel appreciated. He takes your virginity if you're a virgin or not. And then he controls you to the point where you'll do anything for him. And you will feel sorry for him because you're just like, wow, he's been through a lot. It's not always the case, because girls, you have to realize that you're literally getting hurt and hurt and hurt, and one day you're going to be dead. And he's not going to care because he can get away with it. He does not care until he can control you to the point where you will beg for him to take you back. He broke up with me millions of times, and I went back because I needed him, because I thought I was worthless. I thought I couldn't move on in life. To this day, I have an amazing, perfect boyfriend who treats me like a queen, who puts me on a pedestal, who loves me for who I am. And Nick, he didn't do that. He basically treated me like I was garbage, called me names, and just thought I was worthless, and took away everything. And I lost, when I was with him, 10 pounds or more, and I was 80 pounds. And that was, they were going to put me in a hospital and put food through an IV. And now I'm gaining weight. I'm have a full-time job. He made me quit my job at Walmart. He made me not talk to anyone at school. He looked through my phone. He looked through everything. He controlled my whole entire life. And my parents never did that. My parents were trying to stop it, and I would be like, no, 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 no. And I would neglect everyone. I made my family fight, and I left my family. And now I have a perfect boyfriend. My family's back together. We're all happy. We're all fine. And I can do what I want, and I'm stronger now. And that's why I tell everybody, if they're having a relationship like that, get out now, because it's going to get worse, and you may not ever get out of that relationship. So this video was trying to say, this is my story, and I am proud to say I am one of those lucky girls that got out of it, and you could be one too. If you're in a relationship like this, I'm telling you through the screen, if you're in a relationship like this, please, please, please get out. I don't want you to get hurt. You don't deserve to be treated like this. You don't need a man like this. You will find your Prince Charming, I promise you. Just please listen, just get the hell out of that relationship. Even if he comes back, put a restraining order, put something, because right now you're going to be in a place like this where you're just laughing back at those stupid relationships, and you're just like, you're in a perfect one. So that is my story. Thank you guys for listening. If you like this channel and want to subscribe, you can feel free to. That is my story. I don't know if I said it right. I don't know. This was all word jumble. This is unedited. I really don't know how it turned out, but I didn't want to give you details for detail because that happened for 9 months, and I'm telling you there was so much I probably didn't say, but that's the whole gist of it. It was an abusive, controlling relationship that ended really badly, but in the end, he had his consequences, and I got out alive and stronger. So that's why I got my strength tattoo and my semicolon and dot period thing. Alright, thank you guys for watching, and stay safe.